Hey, good morning, you guys and girls. It is May 30th, and today I will be exchanging my old apron with a new one, showing you what I have in my apron and some extra stuff I put with it. So, hopefully you can hear me well. I've got some background music for when I'm not talking, and I will be in the room, in the garage. So let me turn off the monitor, my webcam, and I'll see you in the other room. So, here we are. Like I said, we've got some Tinter Battles coming up, and Liz and I wear an apron. I think she wears one too, but mine I'm going to exchange. I've got holes. It's old. It's worn down. My knife that I keep here, there's a hole right here so that when I sometimes put it in here, it'll actually fall all the way through. I've also got a hole that is being created from my undergo handle as it keeps puncturing in here. I've added a few little things here, which I'll be doing to the next apron. I got the new one here, so I've got to exchange that out. And so the tools that I do keep in here, right, middle, left. Inside here, there's on these aprons, they actually have, so I forgot, I'll have to go find, an extra pouch. And what I do is I cut the inner one here. There's another one here I cut out. And I think there's a divider maybe in here or something that I'll cut. I'll remember when I get to it, but I don't remember right now. And so I've got some replacement tools. I'm going to be replacing this. I'd like to try and replace this, which I'll have to cut another one out of this. I'm going to be using this same squeegee undergo handle, but I am going to replace the squeegee. I'm going to keep using this. This is the Mac Tack. I use this for heat shrinking. I'm going to use this as well, but I will be exchanging that. As I said, I put these rings with these clamps on here, and so that has to get transferred over to the new apron as well as this one for my scrub pad. And so again, back to this pouch here, I also keep a small squeegee. This is mainly for doing quarter windows or something of that size. I'll be transferring that over to the new one. This is just a tape measure. It is a little rougher of all the other tools other than this one and this one, I guess. So, but the less metal or anything too rough, the better. So it's mostly plastic tools. But this I can kind of keep hidden inside, so I don't have it on the outside in case leaning over on a car, you know. And then we have this here. I use this to hold my razor blade. I'll usually use the same razor blade for just scraping off stickers and whatnot. So that'll be used. I'm just showing you that it is this one, except for it's black, and I don't want to use one that's black and then I can't find it if it's sitting on a seat or something that's dark. So I'm just showing you it is that. I will be replacing, but also keeping this old one. So I'll have the new and the old. It's always good to have a rough one to get a little rougher in areas that can puncture, because these are such nice, good tips that, you know, just the slightest little puncture could break the tip. And as you can see, the old from the new, you can see that this is what it was, and that's where it went to. So the edges get worn down quite a bit. And that's this here. Over here, I actually do keep my own personal scissors, and they do kind of fit far enough in that this isn't really coming out. So that gets transferred over to the new one. And further inside here, I don't think I have anything else. Empty. This is empty, but like we said, we got our knife. This is just a cloth I like to use so that when I do come up with a tool to something tint which can get scratched, it's nice to just be able to use a cloth instead of a harder type of plastic when you can. Sometimes you still will. So I will be keeping the cloth. Keeping this, just transferring it over. Empty. The last one's here. This is my heat shrinking card that I use, and because we're all in the same shop, I just like to round off my corner, so when I can't find one, if it doesn't have this, then it might not be mine. So I'll probably do the same to that. I have tweezers. We all need our tweezers. And it does have a small little plastic cap on there, so when it's in my pouch, it's not creating more holes. Okay, and then over here, this, which is a slot, does come to an end, so it comes out the bottom. And in order for it to fit, this is the same tool, but a different color, as you can see. I'm just showing you that before, if I was to switch to a new one, the only modification I have to do is kind of just trim it a little bit, so that when it does come in here, if I don't do that, I can't quite fit it in all the way. So I'm just snipping off the corner. As far as preference goes, I definitely want this part to come over here and not over here. And then this here, so I'll be using the same one again. I'll be using this same one. This is just the push stick or bone card or whatever it's called. And this I like because when I'm using a heat gun, if I can grab one, I am generally heat shrinking a window. Then I might need to do some adjustments, and I like the way this can kind of rest here so I can do my thing, and then when I need the heat gun, I don't have to bend over to grab it. It's just right here again. So I like this for that purpose there, as well as using it as a tool when I need it. I use this sometimes to take rear view mirrors off of Hondas. They have a simpler thing to take off. And then last but not least, this right here is just a Bic pin cover that I've taken apart, and inside here is just a filer. So while this again fits inside this pouch, it doesn't go all the way down to disappear, and then this filer that I have here will easily be able to fit in there, and I can just push it in a little and it won't fall out. So that's the whole purpose of that there. So now everything other than, like I said, I got to take these off because we're transferring them over, and that will get reused. This one will also get reused. As we see here in a second, I'll show you, explain to you that one will go here in this corner and the other one will be on the exact same pouch in this corner. The one with the blue tape on it, I have the blue tape on there because I'm using my scrub pad. I don't want the teeth to kind of grab on it every time I pull it out, so I'm just kind of grabbing this. With the rag, it's not as important because it's a lot thicker, or whatever, it'll kind of slide off a lot better anyways, without the tape. So now moving on to the actual apron we'll be using. So this, like we said, is just definitely worn down. This is the new one, in which I'll be able to show you in a second. It is the Arsenal, number 5706. This is the apron that I'm using. Mike Sanchez from the Dirty Pouch Club, or I don't even know if it's a page or what it is, but he's got some more awesome pouches. I have one, but part of my thing broke, or no, Liz's broke, so I had to take mine off, give it to her. So now mine's missing one of the clips, but I'm just so traditionally used to this one. I've been sticking to this. She definitely likes her Dirty Pouch. And now what I'm showing you here is I like to just cut off the excess stuff. I don't need tags on here, so I'm going to cut all these tags off. Tags are gone and off. And as I said, putting this on backwards just for explanation purposes, you can see the stitch marks here. I'm taking out this whole row of stitches and the other one's staying. What I also have with me is a Tint Whiz patch. And what I'm hoping to do is possibly sew this maybe here. And so really I'm just kind of, what this tool does is I just need to go through the loop, hopefully not through the apron, and it just cuts it as I go through. And then once I get all these stitches out, then this patch will come off. You could possibly use another tool for this. I just happen to have this, and that's what it's made for. Now I think I hopefully have enough to try and pull it off, and then I could rip it if I need to, but I think I got a lot of it. I don't think I got anything here on the side. Let's see what we got going on here. Yep, there she goes. But like I said, I didn't have anything on the edge here. So these Tinter Battles, it's not next week, but I think it's the following week. And as far as going on a plane, and as far as trying, since we're only going for kind of almost call it the weekend, I don't think I'm going to need a suitcase. If I'm lucky, I could just bring kind of like a backpack, just a little bit of some clothes, toiletry supplies, or bathroom supplies, whatever. And then bringing in my pouch here, I'm guessing I probably shouldn't try to bring this on the plane. So I hope that I'll get a hold of one of those at the Tinter. But the rest of the tools, I think, are fairly okay. The razor blade, I'll probably keep the razor blade handle, but take the razor blade out of it. And then I do have a tub that I use for tinting back windows. And that hasn't, so I don't know what to do with that, since I don't think we're going to just bring a tub on the plane. So I'll have to ask whoever else is flying how they do it, since I haven't really tinter traveled as some people do. Okay, I think we're close, but not really. Yep, got it. All right, I think we got most everything here. But the edge holds two parts of the pouch together, so we don't want to cut too close and cut the main part we're saving. We only want to take out the part, which is the extra inner divided section. Now, I don't know if I can turn this whole thing inside out, but that's what we're trying to do. Cut as much of this off to the point of all of it. Now, there are definitely plenty of tinners that don't even wear aprons. There's other tools out there I've seen. A guy has something called like the quick draw or something, I believe. It's actually something very interesting. I believe you put it on your own belt, or maybe even just a hook around your pants. And it's just to help you carry a few minimal tools, some people. I mean, I've got an overload of tools in this. Obviously, I don't use every one for every car, but there's a lot of them I use. A few of them I use over and over all day, and then a couple of them I don't really use much at all. But it's good to have it when I need it. I wanted to make this apron a while ago. I've just been busy with work, losing my tools out the holes. Now, I did misplace my tweezers more than once and my knife more than once. So I don't drive the cars with the apron on, so I knew it had to have been somewhere close on the floor somewhere, and not so much in the car, because if I'm tinting doors, we're on the side of the car. Now, if I'm tinting a windshield or a sunroof or a visor, then I'll be in the car. I think we're getting close. This is the last of the tear apart. Pretty much be ready to put my tools in, but I really need to stitch that part in there first. There, it broke apart. All right, here we go. I think I got this. So this is kind of all the way down. Now I have a bigger slot here. So, for the most part, we've got ourselves the new apron. So I do try to keep my apron a little tight. So we've got these are completely open. This was already open. This is the divider there. So now, like I said, I can put my knife in here. And as I said, I would like to try and see if I can lose my Tint Whiz patch. I've lost it. There it is. The Tint Whiz patch. So I need to get this. Like we said, if I could put one here even. The problem here is I don't really know if it's actually puncturing on the seam. It kind of looks like it is, or it would then just kind of puncture out the side. So I would almost have to try to get this thing somehow down here, which I think is confusing and hard. This here, this hole here, I should easily be able to put a patch right here. So I wanted to be able to go all the way around, which I might be able to if I skip enough, and then I can come back fine tune it. As you see, there was no Tint Whiz and or any kind of pouch before, so for patch, I mean, not pouch. The patch, something I thought of later that should be able to help with the puncturing of the knife. It's kind of a hack job. I just hope they're not judging how well I can sew this patch together at the tint competition, the Tint Battles. Tint Battles. It's not a patch battle, it's tint. So hopefully I should be okay. I keep getting too high. It's hard because I don't want to puncture my little precious fingertips. So wherever it pokes through, as long as it's not my finger, I'm pulling it across. If it's in the wrong spot, I think as long as it's not in my finger, it ain't in the wrong spot. Now, of course, and this would have been the time I should have had white thread, not black. But we are coming close to, there, I punctured myself. We are coming close to the end, which means, like I said, I can start to put the other stuff together. The clamps for my scrub pad as well as the towel. Okay, we're done here. We're going to start tying these in knots. That's enough for that. Cut this off. We'll have to come back, like I said, and do a better sew job here in a minute. But now, let's put on the rings, which I say it looks like one goes here and one goes here. And yes, my towel goes on the end. Scrub pad's in the middle. So now, we're just going to push and see if this goes through, or do I have to puncture a hole? I can't remember. As you can see, now was the patch necessary? Necessary, I guess not, but I wanted it. But my point being, sure is a lot of work to get these pouches together. So I'm taking my tweezers, puncturing the hole so that I can get this in there. And I want this to be like that. So that means if I come in there, that'll be good. There we go. That went in easy. Oh, there, I think did I do it wrong? Yeah, I did it wrong. It has to be looped a certain way. Almost there. Okay. There. Okay, right? Now I want this to come back through the opening, even stuck in the hole. There we go. There we go. That took forever. So we're in there. We got to get up. We're past that. We did it. And it's on the outside. This. So we went from that to this. We'll start putting our tools back in here. Like I said, we're going to use this, but I'm going to swap it out with a newer one. New blade. New squeegee. Out with the old, in with the new. So that one stays here. Like I said, this one is coming into the back side. This one's here. This here. Inside here, I generally keep my heat shrinking card, the cloth, the Mac Tac, the tweezers. This goes on this side, or does it go in the middle? Middle might be better. This one, we're in here. This over here. Like I said, I did want to cut a new one of these simply because it'd be nice just to be a little bit longer. I don't want to cut it a little too short. Where's my scissors? My scissors. Did I lose them? Are they stuck on the other apron? These are my normal scissors. These are just a little rougher, a little thicker, so they'll cut better, so I should probably use this. So like I said, all I'm going to try and do is extend the length by just a small amount, not too much. It was real close to being right on. And all I want to do is make sure that there is a little overhang on each side. That's perfect. Perfect. We've got to make a new one of these. We're going to have our old and our new Blue Frog. I typically use this, but I've got the new one. I wonder if I should keep both. These are very good. Whoa, when you lose them, when you drop them, you can always find them. Pink, there's purple, I think. Yes, there's definitely purple. And then I think Matt from, what is it? Detroit Tint Studio. From the tint stuff. He's got a green one. So what I do with this is I want to cut it in a way that, as you see here, I have more of a rounded edge here and a complete tip up here, which means I've got to cut below the rounded edge and then over to above the rounded edge. So instead of getting started, and the reason why I'm saying you do it like that, because you wind up creating two at one time. So when you're all done here, you got the backup. Now these are real freaking hard to cut. So what you got to do is get it started, and then if you can bend it. So I'm trying to put good pressure, but I need to have control over this so I don't cut my hand up. So I'm just getting started, kind of going as light as I can. Bam! Now, it doesn't hurt to kind of just clean up the edges a little bit better. Unless you cut yourself, then I guess it does hurt to clean up the edges a little bit better. It's like I'm whittling my life away. So we've got the backup plan and the new one. I don't remember which side I usually put these on. I think that's everything. We did that. The only thing we didn't really do was kind of change this. I don't think there's anything really wrong with this. As I say, it's just for heat shrinking, which means it's not like I'm squeegeeing water out. I could shave this. I'm not going to. I like the way it is. I like it worn down. So I think that's mostly it. I keep this in here because it is metal. Some people might use it over here. I don't know. But I personally keep it in here. So for the most part, this is here, of course. But for the most part, I'm trying to do as much as possible not to have too much metal near me, which is why I don't want this just hanging here. This one's here too, but I do have a habit of scooting over if I have to do something. My scissors, which as we say, fit pretty far down there, and I keep this part looped that direction so that the blade itself is into that corner and this comes out here. And I do sometimes, I think I would keep an extra pack of Ultra Blade knives, but again, I'm going on a plane, so I can't bring a pack of knives on a plane. if they're carry-on. Of course, if it was put in a suitcase, I think you can bring a grenade if you want. Although it is Texas. I heard Texas has a really good, lenient law on buying guns, but I think that's only if you're a resident. So I don't think I can buy a gun and bring it back with me. Okay. We are pretty much wrapping this up. Got our trash, old trash pouches or patches. Like I said, I'll spend a few extra minutes. I'm gonna do one more little kind of loop around with the a little finer. I'll get around the edges better. Really go to town on that. But this either is going on the history wall or the trash bin. There's really no point in keeping them. Trash bin. Trash, trash. Trash, trash, trash. We got Window Tinting Queen's podcast today. Spill the beans with the Window Tinting Queen. Be sure to join that 3 o'clock Eastern time, I think. Where am I? No, am I Pacific? Maybe I'm Pacific. This one really wasn't that bad. I just wanted a newer one. I'm going to put this. I have one for my, what is it called? Tub. I have a Unger Go handle inside my tub, and I'll just swap out that one. I don't think this one, it's a little worn down. I can see over here. So take the old one out, throw the new one in. That's done. So I'm going to go back to the computer. Okay, we finished. Whoa, I'm still on the audio, I think. Might have sounded like an echo. So now I'm going to stop the live stream. If I can figure that out. Okay. Have a good weekend. Hope you'll see me at the Tinter Battles. And I'll talk to you again later.